Good morning. This is Breakfast with Brian. And this morning, my grandparents have joined me, Jude Gladstone Cade and Theo Cade. We listened to a philosopher's note by Brian Johnson today, and he was sharing his experience about a 5-day workshop that Gay and Katie Hendricks put on about transforming relationships. The big idea that we loved out of this philosopher's note this morning was how to express appreciation for each other in relationships.
So what we thought we would do for you today is actually express a number of appreciations to each other so you could get a genuine feel for what it's like. And so, but first Jude wanted to tell a little background.
Right. I just wanted to say how important this research by John Gottman was in my personal growth. He studied hundreds of couples for a couple of decades, and he talks about the importance of appreciations versus cynicism, criticism, stonewalling, and there's one more, negative behavior. And I noticed that my thoughts and my expressions to Theo were really coming from a negative side. This was about 2 decades ago, I think. And I really made an effort to focus on what I loved about Theo because I knew I had made the commitment in my own mind that I wanted this relationship and I would do what was necessary to keep the relationship and to make it good. So I really deliberately and purposefully shifted my inner self-talk and my thought content from criticizing this wonderful man to appreciating him. And let me tell you, it really works well.
So would you like to receive or give appreciations first?
I will receive.
Okay. Well, the first thing that I want to express appreciations for is I remember that time, and it certainly was my experience too that you really like pulled yourself up by the bootstraps and made both our lives so much better and us as a couple better. So I really appreciate you doing that work on yourself independently and deciding to do that. And the second thing is consistent with what Brian was sharing is I really experienced that you do take 100% responsibility for your feelings and actions, and that's how you did it. And then another thing I want to appreciate is your non-defensiveness when I give you feedback. Like, for example, this morning we were working on a book that you're typing, the I Ching, and when I shared with you my frustration this morning and editing some of the things you'd entered, you explained to me how a JPEG doesn't fit with the writing, and so it made it very clear, and it was fine with me. Another thing I want to express my appreciation for is how you embrace what's important to me, and for example, the I Ching and publishing it, you just work your heart on it and help do that. And then also this morning when I saw our little dog Lissy, who's kind of got a little fur and she gets cold, and I just saw her all wrapped in the sun in a nice blanket, so precious, and I just love the way you express your love for all the sentient beings in your presence. And I love the way that you support Marcela, and you're so wise and kind and present and listen and then give your wisdom to her. And I also appreciate you so much, Marcela, for how you drink it in. Let's see. I really appreciate how well you take care of yourself. I want to live with you for a long, 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 long time. And even though we're in our 60s, I think that's going to happen. And then also how well you take care of both of us with our nutrition and the way you sort our vitamins and get those ready for us. And then I also want to thank you so much for how fun it is to co-create with you, and we both get excited about ideas and feed off of each other. And along with that, I appreciate the differences that you bring to the relationship. Your different training in psychology before I met you than mine. It always is a fascinating and growthful experience for me to get your opinion, um, especially when it's different than mine, and it really expands me. Um, and I also really appreciate how you so kindly and lovingly shaped me the way you want me to be. And I really want to be that person that makes you happy. And so you make it very easy. You give me good information in a kind way that really motivates me to do it. For example, like I heard you bragging about me once, um, that when I do the dishes, you like how I dry around it. Now, every time when I do the dishes, they go, "Oh, I'm so good. I try this," and it makes me feel so good about me and for you. Um, and then finally, um, I just appreciate the way you are so attractive. You just take wonderful care of yourself, and when you come in a room, it just makes my heart thump, 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 and just it's just a wonderful, wonderful thing to be in your presence whenever I have that
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
privilege. You're welcome.
Woohoo! That was good. Okay, my turn. And so, first of all, I appreciate how you hung in there with me, maybe the first decade of our relationship, with my cynicism and negativity and criticism about most aspects of life. I feel like you reached across this chasm and drug me by the scruff of my neck across to the land of love and happiness and wholeness and trust and peace. And I had never experienced that as a possibility in my life until I met you. And I'm incredibly grateful that you hung in for such a long time while I could make that crossing. I love your mind. I love engaging with you. I love how intelligent you are, and I love how you approach things that's from a way that's very different from the way I approach things. And it just when we create together, it's really exciting to do that. And I love your big heart. When the people who see energy say that your aura has filled the gymnasium, I know that because your heart is so big and so encompassing, and it's just been a wonderful part of my life to be in your heart. I love how you care for all, just you care for everything. You care very much for how we present ourselves to the Costa Ricans and for fairness and for goodwill, whether it's a Costa Rican or a North American or a person that we don't even know. And you care even for the bugs, taking them out, and the toads, taking them away to a new home. And I love how you care and you really live your thesis of all win. You live it, and your life is speaking all win. And I love this about you. I love your lust for learning and growing. I say to people that you've debriefed every conflict we've ever had in 30 years, and it's true. And while sometimes I take it lightly, I really do appreciate how you dig in when you've got a new piece of work. You just dig in, you get the principles, you integrate the principles. They fill the house, and then I get to learn and grow on the pillow, as we say. And I just love that inspiration in the house. I love how you fix material things and how creative you are in your workshop and the widgets that come out that are so functional and so useful. And it's just so cool, the things that you come up with. I love how you support me while I fly freely. All during my career, I was traveling all around the world. And, you put that muffin on my lap in the winter morning, that warm muffin on my lap as I left in the car. And it's such tenderness that you support me with, and inobtrusiveness. And, I just have your complete, unequivocal support for me to do my thing. I love the energy in the house when you are writing, when you're deep into a writing project. I just love the house is just filled with peace and creativity and excitement, and it's almost palatable what you're writing. I love the energy in the house when you're writing. I love your penis. I love how you stroke me and how good it makes me feel. And I love your eyes that sparkle and dance and laugh and are always there for me. So there you go, babe. Thanks for being in my life.
Well, I thought of one more thing since we've made this X-rated. When you said for hanging in there those first 10 years, I was thinking, yeah, the sex was so good. Made it easy and still is.
All right.
Wow.
That's
I think this
brought us out.
will be
Well, it
responded
was
to
so
well.
touching, and then I was like, "That's a great end." Kick her at the end.
I feel so acknowledged. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.